Hey, Jaconda girl. Hey, girl. I'm just getting in from shopping. I didn't know it was 8 o'clock already. They got away from me. I went grocery shopping. I hope all is well with you. I will talk to you while I'm putting away groceries because some of this stuff has to go in the refrigerator right now. Hope you had a nice weekend. I hope that you are faring well. Um, Hope you're faring well with the retrograde and the eclipse season, and that all is well in your world today. It has been a bit of a challenge, but I made it. We got to keep our cool during times such as this, because God knows there are enough people who aren't handling it well with yet another shooting, more lives, and people, the Republicans, so busy holding on to their money and their guns that they aren't valuing life. They continue to send their very, very empty and now very old thoughts and prayers. People want action. They no longer want to hear about your thoughts and your prayers because they do nothing. And there also needs to be clear understanding of what the Second Amendment actually says. And nowhere in the Second Amendment where they probably never ever thought that we would be flying in the air and all that is going on just now. Our founding fathers never thought about this. Alexander Hamilton in the Federalist Papers did refer to the Constitution as a living document. And as a living document, that means it is to grow. It is to live. It is to thrive. It is to address what's happening now. And nowhere does it say that you should have weapons that are so horrible and shoot off so many rounds that, as a gentleman said, there was so much blood, he didn't know whether the child was a girl or a boy. Nowhere does it say that in this revered Constitution that y'all want to talk about, that Marjorie Taylor Greene and all of you, and Boebert and all of you people in the Congress wearing AK or AR pins on your chest in our halls of justice. In our Congress. Well, they're justice too, I guess. You wear these pins, reverencing and worshiping these guns, and make stupid speeches. Wasting taxpayer money with stupid investigations and made up shit. I'm telling you, if 80% of the citizens in this country want and say that they are down for background checks, it seems to me that you might want to listen, because I'd be willing to bet you that some of your constituents are getting caught in the crossfire. But y'all are so stupid. I'm thinking you're all traitors. that the NRA is a conduit to washing dirty money, Russian money, foreign money, to all you Putin-loving assholes. You love him so much, then move to Russia. Those of us who have been born in America with all of her faults and stuff, we still enjoy democracy. Y'all go to Russia, understanding the only way you're going to pick up a gun is if you're fighting his war. Understanding that if you think you can get out in the streets and criticize him and get on the press and criticize him the way you're criticizing Joe Biden, the way you need to see what he does. He kills people who criticize him. But y'all love him, so I don't see why you don't just move to Russia. They got flights going out of there. Many of us will not be sad to see the back of you, because the one fight that is going to endure, and that is the fight to keep this country a democracy. We don't want a fucking fascist leader. To Marjorie Taylor Greene, and to everybody wondering what happened to Kevin McCarthy's balls, she's either carrying them around in her handbag or she's dissolved them in that fetid hole between her legs. We will now anoint her the dissolver of balls. You want to call Hunter Biden a piece of shit when your guy is on trial for rape, baby. Yeah. He's on trial for that. Many of us kind of wish that it could have been that we could very well, we just kind of wish we could have, let me get some of this confusion off the thing. We just kind of wished we could have had it be a criminal trial and not a civil one, but we'll take whatever we can get. He was too cowardly to even show up. But y'all love him. You have referred to him, Marjorie Taylor Greene, as being as great as Jesus. Girl, I suggest you get on your medication, because see, you're a miserable human being. I imagine you wake up every day and you look in the mirror and you don't see the pretty girl. You look in the mirror, you see an adulteress, you see a failed marriage, you see what most people call a joke. Nobody takes you seriously because you just have a big mouth. It doesn't matter whether you're lying or giving facts. That doesn't matter. You just have a big mouth. So to the unwashed, to the believers in Tucker Carlson, to the ones who don't care that he lied to you for years, and that in telling those lies, he and through emails we find out that he had very little respect and use for you. But you don't care. Just as long as he's as hateful, as long as the rhetoric is hateful and divisive and racist and makes white people feel as if they are smarter and supreme, when the Jesus you claim to serve uh, tells us, if you pray the Lord's Prayer as it is written in the King James Version of the Bible, when he says, Our Father, that dispels any thought or any notion that there are people who are supreme. There's a tribe, there's a color, there are that is supreme. Not so. So I was thinking I wanted to be nice to you, Marjorie, and stop calling you Mr. Ed Jr., but because you are a miserable human being. A miserable human being. And we saw the vibe after when you ran up to Kevin and contacted Donald Trump. We saw that vibe, girl, that adoring look. That looked like somebody that had been intimate with one another. He doesn't care that he walked away with his balls stuck up in your the kind that they've actually been dissolved. He doesn't care about and come up with stupid stuff and think that he's going to hold this country. I think not. I think not. Americans want to know what you're going to do about gun violence in this country. You cannot make guns so easily accessible and then complain about violence in the streets. I mean, it does not make sense. It won't make sense. And nothing you can say will ever make it make sense. So, looks like with closing arguments in the E. Jean Carroll case, looks like the jury is going to be deliberating tomorrow. In this particular case, it has to be an all or nothing jury. All 9 have to say guilty. Then I think they might poll the jurors after that, because at that point, since it's civil and it's money damages, then it'll be time for an amount of money to be put on the table. And I am praying that Kaplan holds tight, that she doesn't give a freaking inch, that she doesn't give an inch. Because, I was thinking, since there's so many women that have said that he's done this to them, I just got to thinking, and I figured that is how that's how he gets off, and Melania knows it. He gets off abusing women, assaulting women. That's how his mushroom blooms. He digs that. And Melania knows about it. I suppose she doesn't give a shit as long as he ain't trying to get up on her. I have some great updates in terms of some things, but I can't tell you yet. I can't tell you about it yet. I got to wait till the proper time before I can tell you. But please keep me lifted. Keep thinking high thoughts, because it's all good stuff. We saw the coronation of King Charles the third. Inclusive. He allowed the Ascension Choir, this choir folks who sang at Harry and went a time on it. I just, I just didn't feel like it. That wasn't helping my life in any way. Well, we got some Enrique Tario, and some of his boys have now been convicted of seditious conspiracy among some other charges. We're waiting to see. Um, yeah, yeah, we're waiting to see what their sentences are going to be. That's a heavy charge, and I would imagine at least 20. And I don't think if it's federal time that you get a chance to do just a portion of it. I think you might have to do every freaking day. Oh, yeah, you know what? Jaconda, you're right. I'm breaking up because I can see. First, you should. I mean, I had even hell trying to get on here. I'm going to just start the cam. Just you and I anyway. Yeah, I ran in from the market. Daylight savings time still messes with me. I still forget that the days are extended. So when I looked up, we were pulling in. It was 7:57. It's like, wow. I said 8 o'clock, didn't I? So I didn't have an opportunity, as I thought today, to load up a song or anything like that. I didn't have an opportunity to do that. Who knows? I may go and find something for a musical interlude while I continue to put away. I'm going to stop the camera for a minute while I continue to put away groceries. So now we're finding out more and more and more and more and more about Uncle Tom and Jenny and their shenanigans. My. I tell you, he's now here's what caught my ear. That Harlan Crow paid tuition for someone that Thomas calls his nephew. I'm gonna tell y'all something. It's some fishy shit going on with Uncle Tom and Harlan, and I'm just gonna leave it up to your imagination. But think, Lady G, who has sold her soul to the devil. She's so frightened that every time her leader is there to fart, he's there to smell it. Now, Feinstein is supposed to be coming back to work after missing 90-some votes. I'm kind of pissed off with her. And I'm also pissed off with the Democrats perhaps waiting too long to try to get somebody in there to have a substitute for her vote, because she's missed 90-some opportunities to vote because she won't give up her seat and she ain't been present. Honey, you in your 90s. Give it up. Hey, Selma, let someone young and let somebody else do it. You've been there 100 years. You've done a great job. Go home. And then I began to think about her and McConnell. Their jobs are their lives. They don't have any life. Their jobs define them. Their jobs are their lives. And they are afraid that if they aren't there doing what they do every day, that they would just simply die. That they would end up in the grave. but I'm still pissed with her. I think she ought to give it up. And I don't know I think Adam Schiff is running for her seat. And maybe Katie Porter also. I really wish Katie, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, maybe Schiff is going to, Schiff is determined, and he may actually be, haven't pulled any cards or any gun, but he may actually be, he might win that seat. I hope Katie stays as in the Congress somehow, because she is brilliant. She is needed, and we need to have people like her to combat the idiocy of, I don't know what's happening with the representatives from Georgia. I don't know what the fuck to make of it. I don't. I really don't. I really don't. I don't know. Who have been on the grind? I don't know. If it's in the water, I don't have a clue. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with the people out of here, except Raphael Warnock. He's the only one and John Ossoff. Those two I ride with. I ride hard with them because I know them to be good men. I know that they are going to do the best they can for the citizens of this state. And they're not up there just flapping their jibs and screaming and hollering and lying and humiliating officials and Jim Jordan, you say that people are tired of experts. No, we're not tired of experts. We're tired of idiots like you. That's what we're tired of. We're tired of idiots like you. All you do is open your mouth and foam at the corners of your mouth, spouting bullshit. But I guess your zaddy gave you that Presidential Medal of Honor, so now you got to ride his dick real hard. You got to earn that thing, girl. He didn't give it to you for nothing, even though every medal he gave trashed the whole meaning of the medals. So, yeah, girl, you got to work hard for that medal, baby. So you're going to try to go after Alvin Bragg and anybody else you can, when I think it's all an exercise in you covering your own ass. Because this is for entertainment purposes only, but I'm not taking it back. You're up to you and Marjorie Taylor Greene and Boebert and the one from Georgia who was, by the way, a gun shop owner. But he was down in the bowels of the Capitol building with quote a family who was just visiting Washington and wanting to see Congress when the building was closed and COVID was alive. Him, all of y'all up to your eyeballs in this, every last one of you, and you are all traitors to this nation, all of you, all of you. All of you. And for every one that is riding with you all, you know that there are millions more of us who just want to see see this thing brought to justice, because it was not right. It was not a pleasant day at the Capitol on January 6th. It wasn't about families just visiting, because I do believe one of Homeboy's guests, I don't have his name, from Georgia, I do believe he was arrested the following day. And so now all of them is up in court talking about Trump made me do it. It's not working, not a great defense, because no, he didn't make you do it. But since it had been rumored that Tario had been in the White House, I imagine, he had his orders and he was going to follow them. What do you think? You think that he was hey, Sharon, you think he's an FBI informant? You think? Was he on some kind of Mission Impossible thing? I doubt it. There's something about him that's just very sincere about what he was doing. Yeah. Well, in music, we've had 50 years of hip hop, y'all. So the festivals, many music festivals are going to be pardon me, celebrating hip hop music. Um, even 50 Cent. Now I gotta say, when I first heard In the Club, I dug it. He's going on tour to celebrate 50 years since In the Club. He's really gone on to expand his empire too. He's in film. He's got Power on one of the cable stations and some other things that he's writing. So he's really gone on to kind of expand, and for all that I can see, he's a good businessman. He's rolled over from music and doing other things. There, this I'm buffering. I see it. I buffered. I was talking about Ahmaud Arbery. Am I still buffering, Jaconda? Sharon, is it still buffering? Okay. It's Ahmaud Arbery, 3 years since his killing, and so they're doing a run. It's a nationwide run. Money will be donated to the Ahmaud Arbery Foundation. That was tragic, as have been so many deaths of young Black men, not just at the hands of police and angry white folks, angry supremacists, but by our own hand too. We need to be equally as outraged when young Black men are killing other young Black men. It doesn't feel any better. Doesn't matter who's doing the shooting. How about those McDonald's franchises in Louisville, Kentucky, and I think 2 or 3 other states, who had 305 underaged immigrant children working till 2 a.m. in their McDonald's stores? What kind of shit is that? Wow. What kind of shit is that? And according to someone who researched it, I think it might have been Al Reynolds, that these people might only catch a $10,000 fine. That's child trafficking, and I'm not taking it back. And I'm going to tell you something, and for entertainment purposes only, in the spirit, I see that it goes deeper and that it is all up in the republic. It's all up in there, okay? We remember Jeffrey Epstein. Some of us don't think he's dead. He's just been relocated. And the beat goes on. 305 children, under 10, I think, working till 2 a.m. I don't eat at McDonald's anyway, but God damn it, I'll never eat there as long as I live, ever, ever, ever. And every last McDonald's, every fast food restaurant that has immigrants working, they ought to be rated to see if they have children. What makes any of these people think that they're Christians? Don't they say they're Christians? I thought the Father said, if you've done this to the least of these, you've done it to me. Is that not what your scriptures say? And you be the first ones to go to church waving your Bible around like a flag. Tell you what, anybody who is truly doing the walk is doing so silently. They may not be doing a whole lot of mouth. They're not just doing a whole bunch of talk. I just can't. And then to think about all those children that are still at the border that haven't been reunited with their parents. Cruelty seems with Abbott is mean and nasty because he's in pain and smells like piss and nothing beneath his waist working. So he can't do nothing. Every morning he's reminded that he's got to have something to help him pull him up out of bed so that he can get in a chair. He has to have somebody, I don't know if he has a colostomy bag, but all of that. He's in pain and he's angry and he's inflicting pain on other people. And oh my God, what a hell he's creating for himself. What a hell he's creating for himself. And the only way he could become governor again was to cheat, was to gerrymander. Crooked ass Ken, what's his name, is the attorney general. All of them cheated to remain in office. He and DeSantis are trying to disappear Black voters. It's not just about being a Democrat. He's trying to disappear Black and brown voters by just cutting up freaking districts so that Republicans get the advantage. What a hell. What a hell. What a hell he's created for himself. And it won't be in the next life, son. Your hell is going to be right here on earth, and we are witnessing part of it because your ass can't walk. You can't stand. You can't do anything without the help of someone. You are at a disadvantage. If somebody was to take you to a fucking incline and push your chair down that incline at high speed, you wouldn't be able to stop it. You are at a disadvantage. You are in pain. So since I'm miserable, I'm going to inflict misery on everybody else. Mm, mm, mm. You almost have to pity these people. You almost have to pity them. Homeboy was up posing with a shovel of dirt somewhere in Scotland or England. He just had to pose. That bitch ain't opening no another golf course. He ain't taking care of the ones he's got. He just wanted to get out of Dodge, have a way, be so far away from that rape trial. And the judge called his bluff. Okay, you're telling the people in Ireland and Scotland, you got to rush back. Well, I don't really have to rush back, but I want to go back and I want to confront this woman as you continue to defame her name and talk about how you're ahead in the polls and etc., 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 etc. And then your coward punk bitch ass did not show up to testify or to face her. You are a coward. And just because you're a bully, baby, doesn't mean that you are a strong man, because bullies back down.
when someone stands up to him. I really wish Lindsay would pour his own dirt, but he would commit suicide, I think, if we were to find out just what kind of dirt Trump has on him. I can see it in the spirit. I see it every time I look at Lady G, and I'm never going to doubt what I see. He's an old queen with a penchant for young flesh, and that ain't entertaining. But this is for entertainment. And the question would be, how young, Lindsay? How young? Tell you what, no secret is kept forever. No secret. While you tap dance and pay homage to your king, people see you, baby. I ain't the only one. Hey, Johnny. Thanks for peeking in. I was just on a rant. Marjorie Taylor Greene has a new title. She's, for all, in case you're wondering where Kevin McCarthy's balls are, they got dissolved in Marjorie Taylor Greene's coochie. Or she's got them in her handbag. I don't know. At any rate, I think I've solved the mystery of where his balls went. Mm-hmm. That vile woman. I can't even listen to her. I can't listen to her because she really gets my blood boiling. I really just want to just see her and just slap the piss out of her. Just keep on slapping her. Just slap. My mother would say, slap the taste out of her mouth. Yeah, I want to do that. I can't listen to her. And then anymore, I can't even listen to mushroom head, orange man, whatever. I can't. There's no suitable name for him. The devil. I can't listen to him either. It's all lies. I'm wondering why mainstream media, some stations, now I don't know what's going down on CNN, it's alleged that they're going further right because they are owned by a right-wing cat, probably a very devout Trump supporter, and wanting to get that audience that Fox is losing, because I wonder why people just ain't telling it. That's what I wonder. I wonder why people aren't telling, just straight out talking about how Tucker Carlson is lying to people. I just wonder why they just don't come out and just show every goddamn thing everywhere. Midas touch, maybe we need to send them some money so they can put up a billboard like they were doing early on in Trump's campaign. And doing shit like parking a truck in front of Ivanka's house, calling her ass out. Okay. She tried to get the trucks removed, but it was a public street, so what shit she can do about it? Lord have mercy. That's the kind of, we need some show enough active, some show enough. We need some show enough activism. That's what's gonna save us. That's what's gonna save us. So yeah, you never know how blessed you are when you start packing and purging and stuff. You just never know how blessed you are, how much stuff you've accumulated. You don't know how much stuff you've accumulated until you start packing and cleaning and whatnot. I mean, I can say that I am blessed with a lot of things and stuff, and I'm really happy to be able to give away some things, and I'm delighted to be moving forward. I it's just I'm so particular too about packing. Uh, I'm very organized because I don't like to go through boxes and stuff once I reach my destination. So everything has to be packed and marked and stuff, you know. And I've had a little help, but this is kind of like a solo trip for me. Um, let's see who else. Now, all right, well, Hersha. Hershey in trouble too. He asked the donor to wire him $535,000, which may constitute campaign fraud. What the fuck? Who of these people ain't been frauding folk? Huh? Who of these people? God damn it! Oh my! And what will come? I have some questions, and I'm going to see if I can get some answers to the card. Now we got the writer's strike, so they do a lot of filming of movies here in Georgia, and that writer's strike is going to impact these productions here. And of course, the last time we had a real serious writer's strike, that's when we got the spate of reality shows. That's how it came to be. It's become and again. I don't know if Mercury retrograde. Now hold up. Now I did upgrade Miss. I haven't gotten to all the features I'm entitled to, but I have upgraded Miss StreamYard, and I'm expecting her to be. Is it still buffering, Jaconda? Is it still buffering? I know it buffered again because the screen went black for me. Oh, Mercury, how y'all doing? Did you get through the eclipse? So eclipse is okay? Oh, Selma, what we're talking about is that in 3 states, McDonald's stores, sandwich shops have been raided, and they found 305 immigrant children under 10 working till 2 a.m. in these stores. That they have these babies working in McDonald's sandwich shops. My God in heaven. So I have some other notes. So we got Jamie Foxx is still down. We're still praying for him. I don't know that if he's gotten much better. Allegedly he's gotten better, but I don't know. I don't think that the message that was sent was actually sent by him as much as it might have been sent by a representative. And if he is getting better, then hallelujah. I met Jamie. His name is Eric Bishop. I met him in some creative spaces in LA, some music spaces, and he was then we would actually drive him from time to time to wherever he was doing. Some were tending to the French fry station. Oh my God. Babies fry. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Excuse me. Oh my God. These children were frying French fries at those hot stations. My Jesus. My Jesus. Anyway, we're praying for Jamie to get well. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know what makes anybody think that shit is right. Oh, Jesus. Well, let's see what else. I had a note about somebody named Jason Raper. Let me see if I can understand. He's a former state rep and founder of the National Association of Christian Lawmakers. That ought to make us shaking our boots right now. That's some scary shit right there. Whenever you see the word Christian, from now on, I want you to run or throw up the sign of the cross or whatever you need to do. Treat them like vampires. Because Christians are not Christians anymore. And everybody calling themselves a Christian is not a Christian. It's like garbage. The word, the whole thought of becoming of Christianity has become garbage. It doesn't mean anything. It means, how cruel can we be? How much can we make someone suffer? How many people can we kill? I want to know what will happen to Tucker Carlson for real. You see, Tucker Carlson is how sick is he to say how he felt excited, how he wanted these white men to kill this Antifa person 3-on-1, and the more he watched, the more he wanted to see them. He was rah for them to kill this person, but that's not how white men fight. Well, obviously that's how they do fight, Tucker. But you'll never be in a fight with that that motherfucker's a psychopath, okay? He's got some shit coming his way too. He wouldn't know how to. He's just like his zaddy, the one that he talked about how much he hated. What did he say? Passionately. I hate him passionately. So anyway, this Jason Raper, head of the National Association of Christian Lawmakers, wants to turn things back to the good old days. So the 1950s, when blacks weren't people and women had to look like June motherfucking Cleaver, and of course nobody had the leave. Some people might have had the Leave It to Beaver life, with their mother wearing a pretty shirtwaist dress as daddy went off to the office. And that was looked upon as being perfect family life. Anyway, this cat wants to take it back to that time and make it really clear that the white people are supreme, and that this white Christian nationalism, which is a cruel form, which is the most cruel form of Western. I don't dig Western Christianity. I'm here to tell you right now. I don't dig it. I want no parts of it. Because right now, the cruelty is what it's all about. These people don't believe in God or a creator. They don't follow the teachings of the Christ. They don't even accurately know the scriptures or the words. And even if they did, they're not doing the work. Somebody sent me something from one of these evangelicals named Jensen Franklin. Now, see, here's the other part that's pissing me off. Got a bunch of black people in these white evangelical pastors' churches. And he's delivering a message. And in the midst of the message, he wants to be hip, and mimic the way black people talk. I hate that shit. How dare you jiggers sit up in there and clap and laugh and think that shit is cool. It is not. It is not. Friend of mine is watching a woman. She's a companion to a woman in her 80s, mature woman. This woman she's a member of Dr. Charles Stanley's church, and I don't know if you know about Dr. Charles Stanley, but he passed a couple of weeks ago and was laid to rest. Very respected Bible teacher and evangelical. I listened to him for a while. I enjoyed it for a while. I enjoyed him. If I was listening to anybody, I would listen to him. Well, this woman is a Trump follower, and you want to know why? She is devoted to Trump because she was at the church the day that he came into Charles Stanley's church and gave his life to Christ. That he did something. What he did was play y'all like a fucking bass fiddle. That's what he did. He knew what he had to do to get y'all. See, let me tell you something about black folks. Just like Kanye, when he did Jesus Walks, everybody was all up in the church praising and thanking God because Kanye is saved. Just go to, if you want to, it was a brilliant marketing ploy on his part. I mean, shit. You want to sell some CDs, go to the church and give them an A and B selection. All the Baptists know what I'm talking about. Hey, Electra. See, played y'all like a bass fiddle. Y'all want to say that he is God doing a perfect work through an imperfect vessel. Well, that would be all of us, wouldn't it? But we are not. This man, he's playing y'all's asses, okay? He played y'all, and he's still playing you. He's still playing you. And y'all sending y'all light bill money. You sending your gas money and car note money and rent money, and breaking him off a piece of your shit so he can live a lavish lifestyle of Mar-a-Lago and fly on a private jet and shit. And you calling up the goddamn utility company trying to keep your shit going. You stupid. Now, for those of you who are sensitive, I just have to blow off a little bit of steam here. I've been very mellow actually through this whole season, this whole eclipse season and stuff. I don't know about anybody else, but I've really kept my nose to the grindstone, and I've really I think I've done all right. I didn't cuss anybody out or anything like that. I didn't go there. Of course, there were times when I felt like I needed to be in hermit phase, be alone, because I didn't want to go there. Sometimes you got to save the public from you. From you. So let's see here. Now we have another black man. Jordan Neely had mental issues, choked in a New York subway by one Daniel Penny, an ex-Marine. He's now going to be charged, I reckon. He should be. As an ex-Marine, he should have known how much pressure to apply. You don't have to keep him down for 15 minutes. You intended to kill him. Okay, I hope they get you. I hope you are charged. That was, as a Marine. Your ass should have known you did not need to keep him down. Uh, uh, I don't even know what differential calculus is. Okay, so shit. I agree with you. Zaddy doesn't know. He doesn't know anything about Christ. Doesn't know anything about the Bible. He don't know shit. He's playing you evangelicals. He's playing you. And you are loving it because now you're getting, even though you don't pay taxes as nonprofits and you get perks anyway, he gave you more perks. Admit it. It ain't nothing about him giving his life to Christ. He ain't gave shit to Christ. What he's given Christ is shit. And yet, he's one of God's creation too. But anyway, back to this boy, Daniel Penny. He kept that man, he had him in a chokehold for 15 minutes. He knew that boy was dead. And he meant to do it. So he will pay the price as well. He'll pay the price too. So y'all, I mean, otherwise it's spring and it's still a beautiful time. And I hope that you all are, I hope you all are doing your spring cleaning and that you're getting beautiful springs where you are. Good. Oh, let me tell you, I'm a great cook. Some of my friends have even said I could qualify as a chef. I love to do it. So it makes it really tough for me to go to restaurants and get food. I ordered some food and I'm going to have to figure out, because I don't want to waste it, I'm going to have to figure out how to repurpose it. I had been craving some good Texas smoked barbecue. This place had all these stars and all of these reviews and everything. It was fucking God. I mean, it looked good. Okay, when I got it, it looked good. But I love cooking. That's my therapy. I love it. So it makes it tough for me to order fast food. I just can't. I can't eat it. So now I got to figure out what I'm going to do with these ribs, because I'm going to do something. I have to repurpose them because I will not throw money. And check this out. I want to honor Mr. Harry Belafonte. I met Mr. Belafonte many years ago when I was younger and more fabulous than I am now, or just as fabulous. There's just I don't even know how to measure it. I'm going to be that, call myself that, be that, I am that. I met him when he was playing at one of the major showrooms in Vegas. And I was there with a show and also playing in the main showroom. And the gentleman, I don't know how many of you remember the song A Taste of Honey. My mother used to play it. Nat King Cole sang it. It's a very pretty song. The gentleman who wrote the lyrics to A Taste of Honey lived very well on the publishing, the writing of that tune in Hawaii many years. Rick Marlowe, may he rest in power. I understand that he transitioned in 2017. Anyway, he was friends with Mr. Belafonte. He knew that we were playing Vegas. He gave Mr. Belafonte my number. And let me tell you something. One of the most exciting moments in my life was to answer the phone and hear that raspy, sexy voice of Harry Belafonte. I'm going to tell you something. He had the voice. He had the voice. He didn't have to introduce himself. I knew who it was. And he invited me to his show. He treated me, to the best. You get the best tables, you get the best service. And then I was invited backstage and I auditioned for him backstage. I was fearless then. I didn't care whether I had music or not. I just sang. And Rick told him I was a singer and I just sang him a tune and he loved it. But here's what has happened more than one time in my career when I have gone to audition for famous people. Sometimes it's because the backing vocalists want to move on or they've had a kid or, they just want to do something different or they had a falling out or something with the leader of the group. But what I find, what has happened to me on at least 3 occasions is whenever I have auditioned for something, the person that was going to leave decided not to leave, decided they're going to stick around. I'll tell you the other stories later. It's happened to 2 other times. But in one situation, I actually did get a gig out of it. I want us to remember Eloise Laws. Now, she was walking around on her phone when she joined us on my show with Larry Eagle and Stagger Lee on music. We're going to do another one next Wednesday. She may or may not be able to come on because she had a car accident on her way back from Palm Springs the day after she came on with us. So she is recovering from that. Fortunately, there were no serious injuries, but nevertheless, she was feeling, not feeling well. Because when you have car accidents, a lot of times what happens doesn't. You may go to the hospital and get checked out, but what happens doesn't happen until your body is relaxed and it's gotten over the shock of being hit. So keep Eloise lifted. I may pull up one of her tunes as I depart. I've been on here an hour and 10 minutes running my mouth. But I am going to be on Saturday with Tia Braslin Reeds. Thank you, Sharon, for your prayers. I know that you are. Thank you so much for coming over. I thought you had put me down for a minute because I don't usually have enough people in the chat for you to moderate. And I have been coming on late. So yeah, please remember her. And also my cousin, Pat Phineas, who came on to talk to us about the witness stones. I don't know if I told you, but her husband passed. Her husband of 15 years passed in November of last year. And speaking of that, I want to read a poem that he wrote. He was a very prolific. He called himself old school. And he wrote hip hop in the manner in which I knew and understood hip hop when hip hop told stories about life, Black life in America. When hip hop was spelled with a capital H, and when hip hop was a lifestyle, when hip hop was a way, began with Africa Bambaataa and some of the cats and KRS One, when they were teaching young Black men that there was another way to do well in life that didn't involve hitting the streets. But her husband, Robert, passed in November, and he wrote this great poem that I want to share with you. And it says, it's a glass half full. He wrote this June the 1st in 2018. And it reads, I wanted to be like people who are mountains, standing strong and tall. People who make words flow like rivers and waterfalls. Warm people unafraid, people who seem like they got it made, kind people, unapologetic. They see what they want, they go out and get it. In my life, though, I was filled with doubt, sending to find out what it was all about. When I realized that I couldn't sing, couldn't be like the champ in a boxing ring, when it dawned once that I'd never be tall, never be like Jordan with a basketball. So it was then I counted all the things that were not me and listed what was left as my potentiality. And what was left has filled my entire life, filled it with family and friends, filled it with hope and happiness, and I've never doubted again. May we all have a life. And he was a delightful human being. May we all rejoice at having a glass half full. And with that, I'm gonna get on while the spirit is still with me. I'm gonna continue to uh, continue with this pack, continuing with this packing, children. I tell you. And I will be on Saturday with Tia. We'll come on at 6. Don't know what the topic's going to be, but it'll be fun. I'll put something out prior to us coming on. We actually, before you go, I did want to do an oracle reading. I did want to do an oracle reading. It was on my heart to do that. Let me get the cards. And I'm going to do Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell. Adrian gave me these beautiful cards. And let's see what message we have. The one thing I want us to do is to do your best to remain kind and steady, for real. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult sometimes. And it's especially difficult when you're being bombarded with terrible news like we hear every day. Take some time to pull away from it. Take some time to just pull away from it. And whatever you do, don't think fearful kinds of thoughts, because that which we focus on is absolutely that which we will pull into our lives. In Isaiah, I do believe it's chapter 55, there's a scripture, a verse that says, the Father says that his ways are not our ways, nor his thoughts our thoughts. That as the rain and snow cometh down and returneth not thither to give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, I paraphrase, that his word won't come back void, and I want to tell you, neither will yours. As we are the light, we are the representation of the Creator. We all are. So be mindful of words, especially your words to yourself. Be mindful. Your daughter has surgery and your son needed help. Well, we shall. Sharon, you know what? I'm going to put that up, and I will remember your daughter and your son. I do intercessory prayer noontime, sometimes about this time on every night. I do it every noontime. So I will remember. If you will put your daughter's name in the chat, I want to call her name out, and we will send up a prayer. Or if you want to send me an email at jazzyjace@gmail.com to give me her name and the reason for her surgery. Okay. Okay. What do we have this week? Is today Monday? Hey, girl. Girl, thank you, girl. It's kind of wind blown and crazy right now. I appreciate your I appreciate that. Thank you. Why can't I just say be gracious and say thank you? Um, I'm using your cards too. The work your light cards. I want to give an oracle reading. It was on my heart to do so. And the bottom of the deck, it says take a break. Didn't I just say that? To pull up, spend some time alone, spend some time in silence, spend some time with what I call that for me it's the Holy Spirit. Me. Oh, I'm buffering and free. That is a safe place for me. The Holy Spirit is my safe place, the key of my refuge and my fortress. I work, not get off the treadmill. Take a break. It's okay. It's okay for you to take a break. And while you're taking a break, and while you're spending time alone, think about the crumbling. What are you clinging to that is no longer serving you in your life? Is that people? Is that a person? Is it a habit? Is it something that doesn't bring you joy? Let's look at it that way. If it's not bringing you joy, why are you hanging on to it? Why are you indulging in it? It's not giving you some kind of pleasure. And especially if it's a human being. Especially if it's a human being. So while you're taking a break, look at this. It says a crumbling. It's almost similar to the tower. It's just tear it down. Just let it go. Because just because there's a tower moment, that means that it creates room. It doesn't necessarily be a really horrible thing. It's always an opportunity for something new. And it's springtime. It's restoration time. It's rebirth time. So what are you clinging to? It's not bringing you any joy. Let it go. Let it go. I don't want to start singing that tune. So I won't do it. Some little girls drove me nuts with that Disney tune. Woo. I'll pull one more. All right now. And I'm claiming this one for myself. We got a bunch of women up in here and women's spirits. I'm claiming my warrior woman status. You hear me real good? I am claiming my warrior woman status. We are woman kings, baby. We are woman kings. And this card says, have you answered your deepest calling? Have you noticed how when you're supposed to be doing something and you keep putting it off, you keep putting it off, and it just keeps like tapping at you, just keeps poking at you. women, the Gaia spirit women are the reason this world is even still in existence, okay? Warrior women, praying warriors, those who actually fight, those who go to the front lines, those who are taking care of their families, those who don't shrink from that. I'm claiming my warrior woman status, and I'm standing in it and loving every moment of it. So, answer whatever it is that you've been desiring to do, whatever you've been putting off, whatever you just, giving up. Don't. Pick it up again. Pick it up again. Because if you don't, it's going to bug you until you absolutely do. Your ancestors and the angels that surround you. We have angels that are assigned to us that surround us. They will keep poking at you until you finally decide to put on your full armor and answer your calling and take your stand as a warrior woman. So I've given you 3. And I'm a big proponent. I keep telling y'all, you got to take breaks. You got to take time for yourself. This is not playtime. It is essential that you do something for yourself. You spend some time for yourself. I don't care if it's 15 minutes, 20. You must take a break. For those of us who are political animals and watching the news, pull up, get away from it. Why? Let it crumble, because when you're alone, think about this crumbling. And do I got the wrong card? I got the take a break card. The crumbling, think about what you're hanging on to that isn't serving you at all. And my thing is, if it's not bringing me any joy, it has to go. So in this particular case, the crumbling has to happen. You have to let go of the bullshit in order for something new and fresh and lovely to emerge. The tower is not always, well, it can be painful, I'm sure. I've had some painful tower moments out of it. But it's when we look at it another way, that in order for anything new and wonderful to spring up, you have to let the shit crumble. You got to let it crumble. Got to let it go. What are you clinging to that doesn't make you smile? That doesn't make your heart leap? Who are you clinging to that doesn't excite you any longer? What are you settling for? Don't do that. That's not fair to you. It's not fair to the world. And we are all warrior women. We is all that and a buffet, baby. Stand in your warrior woman. Y'all have now been anointed as warrior women. Put on your full armor every day. Get out in the world. And I don't know how many of you ever watched Pinky and the Brain. And Pinky used to ask the Brain, "What are we going to do today, Brain?" And Pinky would say, "Same thing we do every night." Pinky, the Brain would say, "Try and take over the world." It's Pinky and the Brain. What's the lyrics? It's Pinky and the Brain, Pinky and the Brain. One is something or other. One is insane. I don't know. The other's one is a genius. The other's insane. The laboratory mice. Their brains have been something and spliced, Adrian. The Pinky and the Brain. So yeah, let's take over the world. The world is waiting for us to take it over. I don't know if y'all watched Johnny and Jen on Sunday. It was good. It's always good. I enjoy watching Johnny. We miss you, Adrian. We miss you so much with your hello, your energy updates. We miss you. Hope to see you back on the YouTubes soon. Um, and I just want us all to do the very, very, very best we can to enjoy the beauty of each day. Find some reason every day. Well, the first reason is that your ass even got up in the morning, okay? That's the first reason to say thank you. But find something during the day to and enjoy the beauty of the day, because there's so much of it, and I don't want any of us to miss it. So I will see you. Is today Monday? Did I ask that already? Is today Monday? If today is Monday, then I'll see you on Wednesday. And then again on Saturday with Tia, where we will cut up a little bit. She's a lot of fun, probably one of the most laid back people I've ever I've ever met. She's just laid back. And I enjoy spending some time with her, and I hope you all will come out and spend time with us. So until Wednesday, y'all, thank you, Selma. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Electra. Thank you, Jaconda. I'm so happy to see you. Thank you, Sharon Sipe. We'll be praying for your daughter um, and your son. Please send that information to me via Gmail, and I'll make sure that we pray for your son and your daughter. And that goes for anybody else that might need a particular prayer they don't want to throw in the chat. And I'm going to familiarize myself, since I have upgraded, I'm going to familiarize myself with the features that StreamYard has to offer, because I want my streams to start looking a little bit better. And when I get the okay to tell you all about this great news, once I get it, I will absolutely share it. In the meantime, know that I think of you all, and I'm so happy that you came over and spent some time with me. So enjoy the remainder of your evening. Bye, y'all. See ya.